Losing my innocence. Some people are late bloomers, some are late losers of their innocence. It took me 54 years to lose mine, and unlike losing my virginity, which happened when I was 12 in the woods along the Potomac River near Washington, D.C., I lost my innocence in the desert amongst 100,000 people connected by dust and sweat, but in a sacred temple with one. A tall ginger boy whose turquoise eyes track my every curve, whose elven smile and indigo voice warm my stone garden, whose kisses turn my world into a pastel sky, and whose hands touch my body like I am some hot and holy creature just being born. And though his back is bent by a past of being battered by angry fists, he has cultivated a texture of attention that is tender as new green shoots. We speak in multi-dimensional metaphors. We stand for hours in a house of mirrors, looking at 100 different angles of each other's faces, and we walk out holding hands. We carve trails in the dust with our bikes, clean curves of geometry. We lead and follow each other, weaving along helixes of song and silence. We burn our maps of the past and ride right into each other's wilderness. When we look up, dusk has swallowed the day. The air is hot and hungry. It sears our lungs. It magnifies the light. There is no room for anything but the truth, and the truth is singing. We drink water, clothe in warm layers, dance and kiss till sunrise, seamless as the cycle of breath. We lie down on the desert floor and dream. Morning rises, twirling her skirts across the horizon in waves of oily silk. We wrap each other in last night's furs and ride out into the desert to make our prayers to the light. In the desert, the quiet is a presence. It approaches on soft feet. It touches your face, whispers a secret into your ear that blooms in your brain like salvation. We stand together in this temple and say the only thing there is to say to each other. But a few days later, when we return to the city, though we give each other no promise, and I know he doesn't want commitment, he goes right into the arms of another woman. And it takes 4 conversations over the course of 4 hours before he tells me, and only because I ask. And another hour before he tells me she's coming that afternoon, and am I going to be okay with that? Truthfully, I'm shocked. I yell, I spit, and then I crumple. I should mention he's the first man I've even kissed in over a year. I came home a day early from the Yuba River, feeling cleansed and shining, ready to meet him in the morning to help him install our friend's polar bear sculpture in front of the ferry building. And maybe I would have felt differently had he been excited to see me, had he pulled me close. But he didn't even reach to kiss me when we said hello. Couldn't he even allow the alchemy we created to echo through his being a little longer before diluting it with another? Couldn't he even allow the alchemy we created to echo through his being a little longer before diluting it with another? Did I feel one of the richest connections in my life all by myself? I thought he went there too. But to go right to another woman? No. He couldn't have felt what I did. That kind of connection is magic. A rare gift that comes once or twice in a lifetime, and you want to honor it and each other by allowing the seeds to root, the vibrations to hum in your being for as long as possible. My whole life, I've been tumbled by intense tides of solitude. When I do emerge from the depths of my solitary sea, if I meet a man I like and there is a connection that feeds us both like a fountain of youth, there is no cat and mouse with me. I don't hold back and I don't hold out. I bring my wild and wounded love right to your altar, ripe as a summer peach. But this summer in the desert, I loved a man who said he loved me too. Then he turned away and made love with another. And something in me has finally turned off. Or perhaps it has turned on. This part of me that for my whole life has always been willing to love freely, perhaps innocently, again and again, despite being burned to ash, is no longer willing. A gate in me that has always swung open is now shut and locked, combination changed. My heart has finally grown wise with fierce protection and fiercer love. I feel bad for the next man who loves me. He will have one hell of a time getting my attention, one hell of a time getting me to believe him, one hell of a time getting me to surrender the hard-earned love I've finally forged for myself. And he'll have to be better than I am alone because I am on fire. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. The Copper Witch. Muscle by muscle, bone by bone, she takes herself apart, scrubs her heart in the river, grinds the knot in her back against a stone until she sees red, dives into the jade pool and holds her breath, letting the water's mossy tongue taste her until her lungs beg for air. Choose, chants the river, choose. Time slows. She opens her eyes underwater, looks down at her body, its edges dissolving, looks up at the sun glittering on the surface, hears its song, feels her heartbeat in unison, makes her choice and cuts the tether. She rises to the surface, shedding the water's skin, sleek as a snake. She drinks iron from the stones till her blood pulses in rubies, oils her joints by climbing up and down the rocks, till her body becomes a creature who moves by instinct, guzzles spring water until her thirst is quenched, bakes herself copper in the sun till the current runs through her clear as the first flutes of morning, every molecule awake to the music, the river rushing over the rocks, singing its gospel, the choir of the pines rehearsing a requiem. There are boulders here, high as a hill, tight as your fists, their secrets deep inside. Boulders here, carved open by the water, like an invitation, like an open palm. It's here I lie, spread open to the sun, my vulva wet. The last wild blackberry of summer in my mouth, the dragonflies sailing the wind.